Hey there everybody, it's Joe Marin here from XDA TV, and here's everything that happened over on XDAdevelopers.com that you need to know for Friday, July 7th, 2017. Heading right into our first story of the week, we are talking about a new feature that was spotted in a bit of code for Android O Developer Preview 3. Within the System UI Google APK file, there is a bit of code that suggests that we will be able to see an always-on ambient display mode in the upcoming version for the Android operating system. Within that code, there's a toggle that refers to the ambient display always being on, and this would suggest the ambient display in its current form would move from something that just sort of pulses the display when you do receive a notification on your Android smartphone to something that would always be on your device, so you could constantly see the weather, the date, the time, and other kind of little bits of information like that, with having your phone screen always on and likely taking advantage of a Super AMOLED display to conserve on that battery consumption. We currently don't know when this ambient display feature will be coming to Android, even if it will be displayed in Android O, but in any case, it is a very neat feature that is worth keeping your eyes on. Moving over to the OnePlus 5, we got the official score for the smartphone's camera from DxOMark. Leading up to the OnePlus 5's release, we got a report that DxOMark was partnering with OnePlus to basically help them improve the overall output and performance for the camera on the OnePlus 5. This was certainly a good move for OnePlus to do whatever they could to make the camera on the OnePlus 5 as good as they possibly could, but leading up to the release of the score for the OnePlus 5 from DxOMark, it created for what was kind of a gray area, thinking, would they kind of let this partnership with OnePlus lead to a conflict of interest? And would it kind of influence their scoring for the OnePlus 5 when it did come time to do so? With the score now available, we can safely say, or at least what we can say so far, that it looks like DxOMark's rating for the OnePlus 5's camera is perfectly legitimate and reputable. The OnePlus 5 received a score of 87, and in comparison to some other smartphones out there, the Google Pixel and the Pixel XL have a score of 89, the HTC U11 has a score of 90, the Samsung Galaxy 8 with a score of 88, and the LG G6 with a score of 84. Some of the guys over here at XDA who have had hands-on experience with the OnePlus 5 and its camera seem to agree pretty much with everything that DxOMark did say with their review of the smartphone, so it's great to see that the company was still reputable and legitimate with the rating that they put out for the phone despite their partnership with OnePlus. So be sure to check out the review for the OnePlus 5's camera that DxOMark did publish to see if you disagree or agree with the statements they made and see how their results compare with what you found for the phone yourself. Motorola was also in the news this week as Evan Blass over on Twitter released a brand new device render and full device specifications for the upcoming Moto X4. The Moto X4 is expected to be the direct successor to 2015's Moto X Pure Edition. Right off the bat, the Motorola Moto X4 looks very different to past Moto X smartphones, and from a design point of view, lines up more along the lines of what we've seen with past devices, such as the Moto Z line and the Moto G5 Plus. As for the Moto X4's specifications, we're expecting a 5.2-inch Full HD display, Snapdragon 630 processor, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of internal storage that is expandable with a micro SD card slot, IP68 dust and water resistance, a 3000 mAh battery, Android 7.1 Nougat running out of the box, and of course a dual camera setup with an 8MP and 12MP sensor. The Moto X4 is expected to launch in Q4 of 2017, and while on its own it kind of looks like your basic affordable mid-range smartphone, the exciting part about the Moto X4 is that we're expecting it to be the first non-Google smartphone to be fully compatible with Google's Project Fi cell service. Previous smartphones that are compatible with Project Fi have only included the Nexus and the Pixel lineup, so having a more affordable smartphone from a company that's not Google with Project Fi could be a nice way to help the company diversify their portfolio of devices that do work with the service. Looking over at XDA Labs, a new application was released on the platform earlier this week, simply titled Touch Bar for Android. Touch Bar from Android essentially brings over the Touch Bar from the 2016 MacBook Pro over to your Android smartphone by basically giving you that touch bar look at the bottom of your screen and allowing you to have access for things such as your Wi-Fi toggle, Bluetooth settings, brightness controls, and even a search widget to access Google Search. If you want to give Touch Bar for Android a try, simply head over to XDA Labs and either search Touch Bar for Android within the app, or simply go to the applications section within the service. Speaking of XDA, I recently posted an opinion piece on the XDA portal basically talking about Google Photos and why the service is one of the most interesting in Google's product lineup right now, and why it is so crucial for the company right now in 2017 and going forward. I'll of course let you read the full article for yourself, but essentially what it breaks down to is how Google Photos is this awesome platform for consumers to go ahead and store unlimited copies of their photos and videos, but it's also this wonderful playground for Google to go ahead and mess around with their machine learning technology and really adapt that and mature it to be something truly, truly impressive. And while you're on the XDA portal, you can also check out a discussion on there where you can go ahead and talk about what your favorite smartphone trend is so far in 2017. Every single year with smartphones, we see trends in the industry that kind of stick to multiple devices, and this year we've seen things along the lines of bezel-less displays, modular systems, even squeezable frames on smartphones like the HTC U11. We've seen plenty of these trends and themes throughout 2017, so go ahead and head over to that discussion through the link in the description below, and go ahead and join the conversation and talk about what trends are your favorite, what trends are maybe your least favorite, and just see how your opinion does compare to the rest of the community. But that's gonna do it here for this XDA News of the Week video. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you did like it, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, all the stories I talked about and the links to them can be found in the description below, as well as links to my social profiles and XDA's as well. With that said, I've been Joe Marian with XDA TV. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all in the next video.